Thanks so much, big bro. The landlord said they'd evict me if I missed another rent payment. I was so scared when they put that final notice on my door yesterday. Oh, if you hadn't paid for me, I might have ended up homeless. You're always there for me when I need you the most. You're literally the best big brother in the whole world. What? What's this about, Molly? Did you borrow money from Tom again? I thought we had a family discussion about this last month. How many times has this happened now? Our household budget isn't unlimited, you know. Oops! Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I accidentally sent this message to you instead of my brother. I meant to send it to Tom. My fingers must have slipped on the screen. What a convenient mistake. You seem to have a lot of these accidental messages lately, don't you? You're always so forgetful, aren't you? Well, since you've already spilled the beans, why don't you tell me everything? You fell behind on rent and Tom paid it for you? Again? It's nothing, really nothing at all. I'm not behind on rent and I haven't asked my brother for anything. You must be misunderstanding something. See you later, Sarah. Don't you dare run away from this conversation, Molly. This isn't the first time you've accidentally revealed things. Remember last week when you accidentally sent me a screenshot of your shopping spree that Tom funded? I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you misread my message. I type so fast sometimes, things come out wrong. I can read perfectly well. You know, this reminds me of last month when you accidentally sent me pictures of that designer bag Tom bought you, the one that cost more than our monthly grocery budget. That was different. He wanted to get me a birthday present. Brothers can buy their sisters presents, can't they? Your birthday is in October. It was February. Early birthday present? You know, planning ahead and all that. Anyway, I'm super busy right now. Gotta run to a very important meeting. If Molly won't talk, I'll have to ask you directly, Tom. So you gave Molly money again, and this time you even paid her overdue rent after we specifically agreed not to enable her behavior anymore?
What? How do you know about that? That was supposed to be a secret between me and Molly. She promised she wouldn't tell anyone.
Molly accidentally sent me the thank you message that was meant for you. She then went silent without explaining, making up excuses about typos and meetings. That's why I'm asking you directly.
Well, you see...
You promised me recently that we wouldn't give any more financial help to Molly from our household budget. We shook hands on it, so what is this about?
But I couldn't just abandon my sister when she was in trouble. You should have seen her, Sarah. She was crying on the phone saying she'd be homeless. She was 3 months behind on rent, and they were threatening to evict her. What kind of brother would I be if I didn't help?
The kind who keeps his promises to his wife. The kind who prioritizes his own family's well-being. How much was it this time?
Just, you know, not that much. Just $2,400.
What? That is more than our monthly mortgage payment. Are you out of your mind?
But she really needed help. If you could have seen how upset she was sobbing on the phone, saying she had nowhere to go. She even mentioned having to sleep in her car.
Why is she behind on rent in the first place? Didn't she just get a new job at that marketing firm? The one you pulled strings with your college friend to get her?
Well, she quit again. But it wasn't her fault this time.
What? That's the 5th time this year and we're only in March.
Well, she had another conflict with her coworkers. You see, she wanted to be in product development, but they put her in HR. They wouldn't transfer her no matter how much she asked. She said the HR manager was totally unfair about it.
Well, of course they wouldn't transfer a new hire to a popular department right away, especially since Molly has basically been a NEET until recently and has never held a job for more than 2 months. She has zero relevant experience.
Don't call her NEET. That sounds so harsh. She's been finding herself. You know, exploring her options. Figuring out her path in life.
Finding herself for the past 3 years since graduating while living off your handouts? That's not finding yourself, that's avoiding responsibility.
It's not easy figuring out what you want to do in life. Not everyone can be like you, knowing their career path from day one.
And apparently it's not easy keeping a job either. What happened at the coffee shop last month? The one where you were so excited about it because it would teach her responsibility?
That wasn't her fault. Her manager was totally unreasonable. They kept changing her schedule without proper notice.
You mean when they asked her to work weekends like everyone else in the service industry has to do?
She needs her weekends for self-care. You know how sensitive she is. She gets anxious if she can't have her regular yoga and meditation sessions.
And the boutique job before that, the one she begged you to help her get because fashion was her true calling.
The customers were mean to her. They kept making unreasonable demands.
Because she was on her phone instead of helping them. I saw the Yelp reviews.
She was having an anxiety attack and needed to text me. She gets overwhelmed sometimes in social situations.
She was posting selfies on Instagram. I saw them. #workinggirllife with her posing in the store mirror while customers waited.
She wants to keep a job long term, but she always ends up having conflicts with people at work. Some people just aren't cut off for customer service. It can't be helped.
She's the one causing these conflicts. She skips work when she doesn't like the assignments and has frequent unauthorized absences, shows up late because she needs her beauty sleep, and then gets fired and can't pay her rent. Why should our family have to deal with her problems?
Molly's just more sensitive than most people. She needs extra understanding and support. At least we as family should understand her.
You are always defending her and spoiling her. If you want to keep giving her money, use your own personal allowance. Stop dipping into our family savings.
What? Why are you being so strict about this?
I checked our bank statement. You've been withdrawing money without telling me. If you want to play the hero for your precious sister, do it with your own money. And you're definitely paying back what you took from our joint account.
But my allowance isn't enough. She needs more help than that.
That's the point. Maybe if you couldn't afford to keep bailing her out, she'd actually have to grow up and face reality.
You're being too harsh. She's trying her best. She really is.
Is she? Remember when she said she was trying her best at that office job? The one your friend's company created specifically for her?
Yes! She worked so hard there. She was really giving it her all.
She worked there for 3 days, Tom. 3! And you know why I remember that number so clearly? Because you made me cook her special congratulations on the new job dinners for all 3 of those days.
Their environment was toxic. They expected too much from her.
They asked her to come in at 9 a.m. like everyone else instead of 11 a.m. like she wanted. That's not toxic, that's normal. The world doesn't revolve around Molly's preferred schedule. Just pay back the money you took from our joint account, okay? Hey, Sarah, just letting you know I stopped by your house earlier. Can't believe you weren't home to welcome me. What? We took back your spare key after the last incident with my missing jewelry. How did you get in? Tom lent me his key. Isn't he just the sweetest big brother ever? He did what? After everything we discussed? Oh, and I'm taking that expensive Wagyu steak from your fridge. The marbling looks amazing. It's my boyfriend's birthday and I don't have money for a nice dinner, so this really helps. I can't wait to cook it for him. You're joking. Breaking into our house and stealing our food, that is literally a crime. Do you understand that? Don't be so dramatic. We're family, so it's fine. I'm even being nice enough to tell you about it. Most people wouldn't even do that. Telling me about it after the fact doesn't make it okay. Put everything back right now. Well, I'm going to enjoy this. Oh, and I spotted this gorgeous cake in the back of the fridge. It looks super fancy. Put that cake back right now. Don't you dare touch it. Why? It looks super fancy. My boyfriend will love it. He has such a sweet tooth. That cake is not for you or your boyfriend. Put it back immediately. Sharing is caring, and Tom always said family should share. That's what makes us family. That custom-made cake cost $85. It's not meant for you. Wow, that expensive? Oh, even better than I'm taking it then. I could never afford something like that on my own. You're so lucky to be able to buy such fancy things. Molly! Already out the door, thanks for the food. You're the best sister-in-law ever. This is the last straw. You've ruined everything. That steak and cake were for Lucy's birthday. We've been planning this for weeks.
What? What's going on? Did someone break into our house? Are you okay?
Yes, a thief named Molly, your precious sister, struck again.
What?
Apparently you gave her your key. She broke in while we were out and stole the Wagyu steak and the custom birthday cake from our fridge.
I'll buy everything again on my way home from work. The steak was for a special dinner, right? And Lucy likes vanilla cake, doesn't she? We can fix this.
Lucy's currently obsessed with chocolate cake, specifically triple chocolate with rainbow sprinkles, and I ordered a special custom cake with her favorite cartoon character, the one she's been talking about non-stop for months. You can't just pick that up on your way home. She was so excited about that cake.
Maybe we could call the bakery and rush to order another one? I'm sure they could make an exception.
They need 3 days notice for custom designs. You know that because I told you when I ordered it 2 weeks ago. I showed you the design. You even helped pick the colors.
Well, let's make it up another time. We'll have a fancy dinner today with whatever cake we can get. And we can have another birthday party next week with the custom cake. Lucy would probably love having 2 parties.
That's not the point. Do you even understand what Molly did?
She just borrowed some food. We can replace it.
Borrowed? How exactly does one borrow food they've already eaten? Do you hear yourself?
Well, I mean...
And how many times has this happened now? Last month it was my new dress for Lucy's school ceremony, the one I specifically ordered for the mother-daughter photo we had planned.
Molly needed something nice for a job interview. She said it was her dream job.
Which she never showed up to, and the month before that she borrowed my laptop.
Her computer was broken. She needed it for job applications.
And where's my laptop now? The one with all my work files.
She said she'd return it soon. She's just been busy.
It has been 2 months. I had to buy a new one to meet my deadlines.
Hell, ask her about it.
I've had enough. If you're going to keep letting this slide, I want a divorce.
What? No! That's going too far!
Just get it through your head. What you're doing to Molly isn't just spoiling her. You are causing harm to everyone around you, and worst of all, you're ruining Molly's life.
Huh? How am I ruining her life? I'm helping her.
I could overlook a mild sister complex. I have a beloved sister too, and I understand wanting to help when she needs it. But you two have gone way too far. It is not normal to trample over your family just to spoil her.
Trampling? That's not... I would never...
Yes, you are. You just sacrificed your daughter's birthday to prioritize Molly. Your precious sister matters more than your own daughter, doesn't she?
That's not true. Look, I'll rush out and buy meat and order a cake. But can't she be just a little patient?
A little patient, huh? Well, imagine when Lucy grows up and gets married. If her husband was causing her trouble, would you tell her to just be a little patient?
That's...
Well, what if her husband kept saying, "My sister's just so cute, I can't help it," while spending their money without permission, making Lucy take care of his dependent relatives, and not even celebrating her birthday? Would you still tell her to be patient?
That's different.
Remember last Christmas, when Molly showed up unannounced and ate all of Lucy's chocolate advent calendar? The one Lucy had been so careful with, only opening one door each day?
She was having a bad day. Her boyfriend had just broken up with her.
Lucy cried for hours. She kept asking what she did wrong for Aunt Molly to take her calendar. And what about Lucy's first day of school, when Molly borrowed money for emergency rent last month and we couldn't buy Lucy the backpack she wanted?
We got it the next week. She understood.
She had to use a paper bag for her first day of school, Tom. A paper bag, while all the other kids had their new backpacks with their favorite characters.
I didn't realize. I didn't think.
No, you never realize, because you're too busy realizing everything Molly wants.
I just wanted to help her. I thought I was being a good brother.
Love isn't just about giving someone whatever they want. Sometimes love means saying no. But if you can't understand that, then we are done.
Wait, please. I don't want a divorce. This doesn't have to go that far. We can work this out.
I've told you many times that I don't want to help Molly anymore. Why should I listen to your "I don't want" when you never listen to mine?
Well, that's...
Remember when Molly needed emergency money for her cat's vet bills?
The cat was sick. It needed surgery.
The cat doesn't exist. She spent it on concert tickets.
She what?
I saw her Instagram posts from the concert.
I had no idea. She lied to me?
Of course you didn't. You never check because you don't want to know. It's easier to just believe everything she says.
Sarah, I
don't want our daughter to end up like Molly, and I don't want her to end up like me either, married to someone who always puts his sister first. Tom, this is your last chance. Think carefully about what should matter most to you. Hey, Hey, I heard you're going to Disney World for a family trip. That's so exciting. Yes, since you ruined Lucy's birthday, we're going on a family trip to make it up to her. 3 days at Disney World, just the 3 of us. Oh, is that so? Well then, I'll take responsibility and come along. I'll help make it up to Lucy. What? I'll come and help make the family trip more fun. Plus, I've been wanting to go to Disney World. I've never been. I'm about to lose it with anger. Aw, Sarah, you're scary when you're angry. But trips are always more fun with more people, so it's okay if I come along, right? We can make so many memories together. Well, you have a point. Lucy is still young and might need sudden bathroom breaks. Someone could hold our place in line for popular rides. Having an extra person could be useful. Leave that to me. I'm great at waiting in lines. So I can come on the Disney trip, right? We're family, so of course I can join family trips. And I'm unemployed, so I have plenty of free time. Perfect timing. Fine, but non-family members pay their own way. What? What do you mean by that? You can come on the family trip, but for me, family means just my husband and daughter. You'll need to pay for your own train tickets, hotel room, and admission fees. What? Why are you being so stingy? We're family, so you should at least cover that much. I'm unemployed and have no money. How can you be so cruel? Then maybe you should quietly stay at home. I won't be paying for your trip expenses, period. Whatever, you're so stubborn, but that's fine. I'll just ask my sweet big brother. I'm sure he'll cover everything for me. He always does.
Sorry, but your sweet big brother isn't here anymore. Molly, I won't be helping you financially. Not with Disney World, not with rent, not with anything.
Huh? Big brother? Is that really you? You can't really mean that.
Sarah's right. Pay for your own travel expenses. If you can't, then give up on coming. It's that simple.
Is that really you, Tom? Is Sarah pretending to be you? Oh, she must be. You'd never talk to me like this.
No, this is me. I've just finally opened my eyes. I've been enabling your behavior for far too long.
No, that can't be right. My big brother would never say something like that. My big brother would definitely pay for my trip. He always takes care of me, right?
I told you, your sweet big brother is gone. No matter how much money trouble you get into, Molly, I won't help you anymore. I realize now that my help has been hurting you all along.
You're just joking. This must be some kind of test. Remember when I was little and you promised you'd always take care of me? You said you'd protect me forever.
That was before I realized I was hurting you by helping you. Before I understood that protection sometimes means letting someone face consequences.
Hurting me? You've never hurt me. You're the only one who understands me. Everyone else is so mean and demanding.
No, I'm the one who's been preventing you from growing up. I've been keeping you dependent on me, and that stops now.
What is wrong with you, Tom? Why are you suddenly saying these horrible things? Did that witch Sarah brainwash you? She's always been jealous of our close relationship.
Don't you dare call my wife names. I finally realized something important. Before spoiling my cute little sister, I should be helping her become independent. That's what a real brother would do.
What? I am independent. I make my own decisions.
When was the last time you paid your own rent? Or bought your own groceries? Or even did your own laundry?
That's different. Times are hard right now. The economy is terrible.
You're truly my precious little sister, Molly. Being 7 years younger made me want to protect you even more. That's why I've given in to your selfish requests so many times. But, do you know how much money I've given you over the years?
Well...
If you're my sister, if you're really grateful to me, you should know the exact amount.
Well, maybe about 4,000? You helped me a lot with rent recently, and there were a few shopping trips.
38,000.
What? Oh, that can't be right. That's impossible.
I'm not stupid enough to just keep lending without keeping track. I've noted down every penny in a spreadsheet, every rent payment, every emergency, every shopping spree. But you don't remember any of it, do you? That means you took it all for granted, without any gratitude. What was the point of me helping you all this time?
Oh no, that was just a joke earlier. Of course I remember, and I was planning to pay it back. I definitely remember how much I borrowed. Every single dollar.
That's great then. Would you mind signing a repayment agreement? I've already drawn up the paperwork.
A repayment agreement? Like, with actual lawyers and stuff?
The spoiling period is over. You haven't repaid a single cent yet, but I'd like to start collecting. We can set up a reasonable payment plan.
Oh, wait a minute. Of course I plan to pay back the money I borrowed, but why do we need an agreement? We're family. We don't need something so formal and cold, big brother. Don't you trust me?
It's because I trust you that I want you to sign. My dear sister wouldn't run away from repaying, right? I believe that, so I won't put any unreasonable repayment terms.
No, that's not what I meant.
Let's start at $5,000 per year. You can manage that much, right? It's less than what you spend on clothes and makeup.
$5,000 a year? That's impossible. I can barely afford to eat.
Why impossible? That's only about $420 per month. Less than your designer bag budget. I've seen your shopping post.
Those bags were gifts from you. You can't count those.
Exactly. Gifts that should have been rent money. Money you should have been saving.
You're being so mean. This isn't like you at all.
So can you afford your portion of the trip expenses? It's just your share. Train ticket, park admission, and hotel room.
Maybe I should skip the trip and start repaying early? Come to think of it, I'm starting a new job soon, so I'll be busy. Yeah, that's it. Too busy for Disney.
You found a new job? That's great. Work hard for your repayments.
This is all your fault. You changed my brother. Turn him back to how he was. He was perfect before you got your claws into him. I'm just happy my husband finally came to his senses. Thanks for quietly signing the repayment agreement, by the way. I can't believe Tom drew up the paperwork right away. Now we can enjoy our 3-day family trip without worry. This is the worst. I wanted to go to Disney World too. It's not fair that only you get to go. We can go together another time after you've paid back all the money you owe our family. Maybe in about 8 years at your current payment schedule. I'll get it. I'll pay the stupid money back. I'll pay you everything as soon as I can. Just watch me. Oh, do you have some way to pay? If I don't have money, I'll make some. I'll just sell your stuff to get it. That'll teach you to be so mean to me. What? Super lucky that you'll be gone for 3 days, and I have a copy of Tom's key. I'll spend these 3 days selling anything valuable. This is what you get for turning my brother against me. What are you planning to do? Just trying to pay back what I borrowed. Oh, I just found a safe in your room. There must be something valuable in here. Maybe some jewelry I can pawn. You're already in our house and the safe. No, absolutely not. Please, don't touch that. It's not what you think. Oh, this safe looks like I could break it open pretty easily. I wonder what's inside. Oh, you're panicking so much. Maybe there are real jewels. Sarah, I didn't know you had such nice things. Maybe I'll find enough to pay off my whole debt at once. Please stop, Molly. That's not my safe. You don't understand what you're doing. Time to smash this safe open. Good thing I found that hammer in the garage. You're kidding. You actually broke it? Oh, please tell me you didn't. That was surprisingly easy. The lock just snapped right off. Wait, what? There's nothing valuable in here at all. Just some stupid paper stuff and kitty drawings. What a waste of time.
How dare you, you idiot sister? I'll never forgive you. You're no longer my sister or family. When we get back, I'm reporting you to the police, you thief. And don't you dare touch anything else in that box.
Huh? Are you really my big brother? Why are you yelling?
Don't you dare call me big brother anymore, you thief. I don't have a sister anymore. You're nothing but a nasty thieving witch. The same kind of person I've always warned Lucy about.
What? Why are you saying such horrible things to me? I was just trying to pay back the money that I borrowed from you. Who cares if your stingy wife's safe got broken? It's just a cheap safe anyway.
Shut up! That wasn't Sarah's safe. It was Lucy's treasure box. It was our daughter's special box. The one thing she asked for on her birthday.
What? This is just a kid's toy? All this fuss over some kid stuff?
It was her birthday present. She said, "Daddy, I want my own special box to keep my treasures in, like a real princess." She's been collecting her precious memories in there all year. It had originals she made with her friends, a gold medal from preschool, the first tooth she lost, the bracelet her best friend made her. All of Lucy's precious things were in there.
I'm sorry, big brother. I thought it was Sarah's. I had no idea it was Lucy's. I'll buy her a new box, a prettier one.
I told you not to call me big brother anymore. Makes me sick to hear it from you. You've crossed a line that can't be uncrossed.
Sick? That's too mean. I'll replace the toy box right away. Which store sells it? I'll get the fanciest one they have.
That's not the point. Lucy's crying next to me. That's the problem. She's sobbing so hard she can barely breathe. What are you going to do about that? How are you going to replace her memories?
Well...
If you only cause trouble for me, that would be one thing. I'm your real brother, and I'm responsible for spoiling you. But I won't forgive you for hurting Lucy. I've called the police. Don't move until they arrive.
What? The police? Wait, you're joking, right? You wouldn't really turn me into the police, would you, big brother? This is just another test.
How many times do I have to repeat myself? Stop calling me big brother. That relationship ended the moment you broke into my house and destroyed my daughter's treasures.
What? No, you can't mean that.
You clearly don't understand what I'm saying or what you've done. I'll let the police explain everything to you when you see them. Breaking and entering, destruction of property, theft. I'm sure they'll have plenty to discuss with you.
Well, wait, Tom, please don't do that.
You'll be sorry when I get back from this family trip, Molly. You may be family, but I'm not going to let this slide. I'm going to teach you just how wrong it was of you to make my little girl cry.
Molly was taken into custody right there in our house, still holding pieces of Lucy's broken treasure box. After our trip, we filed formal charges. The police detective actually suggested that we handle it within the family since we're relatives, but Tom firmly stated that she wasn't family anymore. The look in his eyes when he said it, I'd never seen him so serious. They seemed to understand the situation perfectly, especially after seeing the little treasures Molly had destroyed, and she was soon arrested. While she's unlikely to serve jail time as a first-time offender, she's been throwing constant tantrums at the police station, alternating between saying she can't live if her brother hates her and begging to be put in jail rather than face having to repay her debts. The officers seem quite tired of her dramatics. The silver lining in all of this is Lucy. She stopped crying almost as soon as we got to Disney World, especially after Tom promised to help her make an even better treasure box when we got home. It's wonderful to finally see him putting his daughter first. She had the time of her life at Disney World, taking pictures with every princess she met and collecting new memories to fill her future treasure box. As for Molly's debts, Tom has hired a lawyer to handle the repayment schedule. He says it's better this way. No more family emotions involved, just business. I'm proud of how far he's come, even though it took such a dramatic event to open his eyes. Sometimes the hardest lessons are the most important ones to learn. Sis, I heard the news. You're finally marrying Nathan? Yes, but it's strange for you to suddenly contact me. You've never shown any interest in our lives before. That's because Nathan works at Harvard. Nathan isn't highly educated or anything. He just graduated from a regular state college. He happens to work at Harvard now, that's all. It's fine. If he's working at Harvard now, there's no problem. Harvard is a place for only the chosen ones. Only a handful of highly educated people can work there, so Nathan must be thousands of times smarter than your average educated man. That's a quite unique calculation. Even Harvard students might not understand it. So just give him to me. I absolutely want to marry Nathan. Don't be ridiculous. I can't deal with this nonsense anymore. I'm going back to work. Try to calm down a bit. I'm serious. If you won't give him up, I'll take him by force. Sarah, you're not making any sense. Nathan and I are engaged. We're in love. And happy together. You can't just decide that you want him and expect me to hand him over to you. But you don't understand. This is my chance to marry someone from Harvard. Don't you know how prestigious that is? I really don't think you're grasping the situation here. Nathan isn't from Harvard in the way you're thinking. He just works there. Same thing. He must be brilliant to work at such an esteemed institution. Sarah, please listen to yourself. You're talking about breaking up an engaged couple because of some misguided notion about prestige. This isn't like you. Oh, this is exactly like me. You know I've always wanted to marry someone highly educated. This is my chance. But you don't even know Nathan. You've never met him. How can you say you want to marry him? I don't need to know him. I know he works at Harvard, and that's enough for me. That's just not how relationships work, Sarah. You can't just marry someone judging by where he works. Watch me. I'm going to win Nathan over. Just you wait and see. Sarah, this conversation is over. I'm not going to put up with this ridiculous idea any longer. Fine, be that way, but don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm sorry, Emily. We need to cancel tomorrow's wedding. We need to break up right now.
Stop saying weird jokes on the day before our wedding.
I'm not joking. I'm serious. I'm calling off our wedding. I'm going to marry Sarah. No, I have to marry her. I got Sarah pregnant.
What? You mean Sarah, my sister? So you two were having an affair behind my back. You've been betraying me all this time?
Emily, you're always so serious and perfect. You never oversleep for work, and your housework is just flawless. Being with such a perfect person feels suffocating.
So that's why you had an affair with Sarah?
People are emotional creatures. Sarah understood that about me. Her imperfections and sloppiness are charming.
Being perfect at work and housework should be praised, not criticized. Moreover, that's no reason to justify an affair or to get my sister pregnant.
I know it sounds crazy, Emily. I didn't plan for any of this to happen.
How long has this been going on, Nathan? How long have you been seeing my sister behind my back?
It's only been a few weeks. Sarah reached out to me about a month ago.
A few weeks? And in that time, you managed to not only have an affair, but get her pregnant? Do you have any idea how much this hurts me?
I'm so sorry, Emily. I never meant to hurt you. It just happened.
Things like this don't just happen, Nathan. You made choices, repeated choices to betray me.
You're right. I know I've made terrible mistakes. I felt so constrained in our relationship. Sarah made me feel free.
Free? Free to what? Cheat on your fiancé? Get another woman pregnant? Is that the kind of freedom you wanted?
No, of course not. I don't know how to explain it.
Try to explain. Because right now I'm having a hard time understanding how the man I thought I knew could do something like this.
Emily, you're amazing. You're smart, beautiful, and successful. But sometimes it feels like I was living in your shadow. Like I could never measure up to you.
So instead of talking to me about your feelings, you decided to sleep with my sister? How can that be a solution?
It wasn't a solution. It was a mistake. A huge, terrible mistake.
A mistake you're now choosing to continue by marrying her.
I have to take responsibility for my actions, Emily. Sarah's pregnant with my child.
And what about your responsibility to me, to our relationship, to the promises we made to each other?
I know I've broken those promises. I'll never forgive myself for hurting you like this.
Yet here you are telling me you're leaving me for my sister. Actions speak louder than words, Nathan.
I don't blame you if you hate me, Emily. I hate myself right now.
I don't hate you, Nathan. I'm disappointed and hurt and angry. So angry.
I deserve that. All of it.
Yes, you do. But that doesn't make the situation any better. What are you going to do now? Marry Sarah and live happily ever after?
I don't know. I know I have to take responsibility for the baby. But beyond that, I'm lost.
Well, you better figure it out quickly because you've just turned 3 lives upside down with your actions.
I know. So sorry, Emily. I wish I could take it all back.
But you can't. What's done is done, and now we all have to live with the consequences. Sis, you said Nathan works at the university, right? The only job at a university must be a professor, right? No, there are plenty of other jobs, like administrative staff or janitors. In Nathan's case, he's a professor's secretary. His job is to handle miscellaneous tasks for the professor he's assigned to. He doesn't do any research or professor-like work, so unfortunately, he won't be winning any Nobel Prizes. Huh? But being a secretary means the professor favors him, right? He must have been hired because he's brilliant. It's like preparation for eventually becoming a professor, right? Not at all. He's really just an ordinary secretary. His job involves checking emails, managing schedules, and making coffee. It's no different from any other regular secretary job. They even hire for these positions without considering educational background. Is that so? I thought university professors easily made around $100,000 a year. As a regular secretary, or rather administrative staff, he takes home about $20,000. The benefits are great, but the job is simple, there's no promotion, and that's about it. What? That's totally different from the income I was expecting! From your reaction, I guess you don't know how Nathan became a professor's secretary either. Huh? Did he just start this job recently? He started last year. Nathan was having trouble with interpersonal relationships at his previous job. Even after he finally managed to quit, he struggled to find a new job. That's when I introduced him to this professor's secretary position. I have a friend who's an assistant professor at Harvard, and she said they were looking for a secretary at her university, so I introduced Nathan. Oh, by the way, is this friend a woman? Yes, she's a woman, but she has a boyfriend she's very close with, so it's pointless to try to switch to her. Also, the professor's secretary position is renewed annually with a maximum term of 3 years. It's not a stable job, so you should think carefully about that. No way! You said he started last year, right? So after next year's renewal, he'll be unemployed? What's going on? Apparently they change people in short cycles for confidentiality reasons. That's terrible! I'm carrying Nathan's child and I'm due to give birth in a few months, but his income is low and he's guaranteed to be unemployed next year. What should I do? Well, that's not my problem. Isn't this the man you wanted to marry so badly that you stole him from me? That's because I thought he was a university professor. I never would have thought he was just an ordinary guy. Well, it's your fault for making convenient assumptions. Well then, I hope you and Nathan will be very happy together. No way. I want to call off this marriage with him right now. There are only disadvantages to this marriage. Sarah, you can't just decide to call off the marriage because you found out that Nathan isn't as prestigious or wealthy as you thought he was. You're pregnant with his child. But this isn't what I signed up for. I thought I was getting a Harvard professor, not a secretary. You didn't sign up for anything. You chose to have an affair with my fiancé and got pregnant. These are the consequences of your actions. But it's not fair. I was misled. No, you weren't misled. You made assumptions and didn't bother to verify them. That's on you. Can't you help me get out of this situation, sis? You know people at Harvard, right? Can't you get Nathan a better job? Are you serious right now? You steal my fiancé, ruin my relationship, and now you want me to help you out? That is beyond audacious, Sarah. But you're my sister. You're supposed to help me. I'm also the person whose heart you broke, the person whose trust you betrayed. You can't expect me to just forget that and help you now. What am I supposed to do then? I can't marry a man with such a low income. Maybe you should have thought about that before you got involved with him. Or better yet, before you decided that a person's worth is determined by their job title or income. That's easy for you to say. You have a good job. You don't have to worry about these things. I have a good job because I worked hard for it. I didn't try to marry my way into success. That's not fair. You know I've always wanted to marry and live a successful life. And look where that got you. Pregnant, unmarried, and panicking because the man who you thought was your meal ticket turns out to be an ordinary guy. Don't be so harsh, Emily. I'm in a difficult situation here. A situation you entirely made by yourself. You chose to pursue Nathan. You chose to have an affair with him. You chose to get pregnant. These were all your choices, Sarah. I know, but what do I do now? That's for you to figure out. You're an adult, Sarah. It's time you started acting like one. But I don't know how to handle this. I'm not prepared to be a single mother. Then maybe you should talk to Nathan about this. He's the father of your child, after all. But he's just a secretary. How can he support a family? Plenty of people with similar jobs support families, Sarah. It might not be the luxurious lifestyle you imagined, but it's possible. I can't live like that, Emily. I just can't. Then you have some serious thinking to do about your future and the future of your child. What should I do? I was too late. Nathan went ahead and submitted our marriage registration without my consent. What did you say? I was going to contact Nathan to call off the marriage, but he told me he had just submitted the marriage registration. He said he thought the sooner the better because of the baby. Oh, so you want to get divorced right away? I don't care if I become a divorcee. I want a divorce. You can divorce if you want, but can you raise a child alone? Of course, that's impossible. I'm just a part-timer. I've been living with my parents, prioritizing finding my future husband. I see. I didn't know that because I haven't been back home in years. If I get divorced, I can get child support from him, right? If I can maintain my current lifestyle with that, maybe I'll be okay. I wouldn't count on that. With his income, child support would be meager. Plus, if he becomes unemployed, you might not get any payments at all. And do you think our parents will be eager to help you with a child you had by stealing your sister's fiancé? In that case, you have to take responsibility, sis. Emily, you should pay me $1,000 a month for child support instead. Excuse me? If you had told me everything from the beginning, I wouldn't have stolen him. It's your fault for making me misunderstand. You made me and my unborn child unhappy, so take responsibility for it. Don't be ridiculous. You should take responsibility for what you did to me first. My wedding was ruined because of you. If you keep saying such absurd things, I'll sue you for damages. What? But if you promise never to involve me again, I'll forgive you. The baby is innocent after all. Use that money to raise the child. But... By the way, I've already told our parents about everything. What? They were both stunned and then immediately furious. They said they won't acknowledge your marriage or the child. They're going to kick you out of the house right away. Really? If I'm kicked out of the house, I'll have nowhere to go. I guess I have no choice but to continue this married life with Nathan. That's right. Well, goodbye then. Wait, Emily! You can't just leave me like this. There has to be something you can do. Sarah, I've already told you this is your mess to clean up. I'm not getting involved anymore. But I'm your sister. How can you abandon me when I'm in such a difficult situation? You didn't seem to care about our sisterly bond when you were having an affair with my fiancé. Why should I care about it now? That's different. I made a mistake and I admit it, but please, I need your help. And what exactly do you want me to do? Pay your bills, raise your child, fix your marriage? I don't know. Something. Anything. You've always been the smart one, the responsible one. You must know what to do. What I know is that actions have consequences, Sarah. You made a series of poor choices, and now you're facing the results of those choices. But it's not fair. I didn't know Nathan wasn't a professor. I didn't know he didn't make much money. If I had known... If you had known what? You wouldn't have slept with him? You wouldn't have gotten pregnant? You should never have pursued him in the first place, Sarah. He was my fiancé. I know. I'm sorry about that. I really am. But what's done is done. Can't you forgive me and help me now? Forgiveness isn't something you can demand, Sarah. It's earned. And so far, all I've seen from you is selfishness and a refusal to take responsibility for your actions. That's not true. I am taking responsibility. That's why I want to divorce Nathan. How is that taking responsibility? You're trying to run away from the consequences of your actions. That's the opposite of responsibility. But I can't be married to him. He's not who I thought he was. And whose fault is that? You pursued him based on assumptions you made about his job and income. You never bothered to get to know him as a person. I know that now, but it's too late to change what happened. I need to figure out what to do next. Yes, you do, and that's something you need to do all on your own. But I don't know how. I've never had to deal with something like this before. Welcome to adulthood, Sarah. Sometimes we have to deal with difficult situations we've never faced before. Can't you at least give me some advice? You've always been good at solving problems. Fine, here's my advice. Talk to Nathan. Be honest with him about your feelings and concerns. Discuss your options together. After all, he's the father of your child and your husband now. But what if he gets angry? What if he leaves me? Then that's something you'll have to deal with. But remember, Nathan chose to marry you knowing you were pregnant. He seems to want to take responsibility. I guess you're right, but I'm scared, Emily. I don't know if I can do this. You don't have much of a choice now, do you? You're going to be a mother soon. It's time to start thinking about someone other than yourself. I know, it's just everything's happening so fast. 1 minute I thought I was marrying a Harvard professor, and now you're married to a hardworking man who's trying to do right for you and your child. Maybe if you stopped focusing on what Nathan isn't, you might see what he is. What do you mean? Nathan may not be a professor or rich, but he's dependable. He's taking responsibility for his actions. That's more than can be said for a lot of men in his situation. I hadn't thought about it that way. Of course you hadn't. You've been too busy feeling sorry for yourself. That's not fair, Emily. Isn't it? From where I'm standing, you've done nothing but complain about how this situation affects you. Have you even thought about how Nathan feels, or how your child will feel growing up in a home where their mother resents their father? I don't resent Nathan. I'm disappointed. Disappointed in what? That he's not wealthy, that he's not as prestigious as you thought? Are those really the most important qualities in a husband and father? I don't know. I always thought they were, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe it's time you reevaluate your priorities, Sarah. For your sake, for Nathan's sake, and especially for your child's sake. You're right. I need to think about this. But, Emily, what about you? Can you ever forgive me for what I did? I don't know, Sarah. What you did, it hurt me deeply. It's not something I can just forget or get over quickly. I understand. I really am sorry, I never meant to hurt you. But you did hurt me. You betrayed me in one of the worst ways possible. And the fact that you did it for such a shallow reason makes it even worse. I know. I was stupid and selfish. I see that now. Seeing it is one thing, Sarah. Learning from it and changing your behavior is another. You have a lot of growing up to do. I want to change, Emily. I really do. I want to be a good mother to my child, and I want to try to be a good wife to Nathan. That's a start, but remember, wanting to change and actually changing are two different things. It's going to take a lot of work and effort on your part. I'm willing to try, but I'm scared, Emily. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? Then you pick yourself up and try again. That's what adults do, Sarah. We face our challenges head on even when we're scared. Will you help me? I know I don't deserve it after what I did, but I could really use my big sister right now. I can't make any promises, Sarah. You've hurt me deeply, and it's going to take time for me to process that, but I'll think about it. In the meantime, focus on your marriage and preparing for your baby. Thank you, Emily. Even that means a lot to me. Well, don't thank me yet. You have a long road ahead of you, Sarah. It's not going to be easy. I know, but I'm going to try. For my baby, for Nathan, and for myself. Good. That's the first mature thing I've heard you say in this whole conversation. Emily, I really am sorry for everything. I know you are, Sarah, but like I said, it's going to take time. Now, I think you need to go home and talk to your husband. You're right, I will. And Emily, thank you for talking to me, even after everything I did. You're still my sister, Sarah, no matter how angry I am at you. Now, go on. You have a lot to think about and a lot to do.
Please, Emily, can't we get back together after all? I'll break up with Sarah right away.
What? What's going on? You're newlyweds, and she's carrying your child.
Yes, but I just can't continue this married life. I'm giving up after just one day. I can't live with such a violent woman anymore.
Huh? Violent woman? What do you mean?
Yesterday, Sarah came to my house. She said she was kicked out of her home and had nowhere to go. She demanded that I take responsibility and make her and the baby happy. She said we had no choice but to create a warm family together.
Well, it's good that she made up her mind, but how is that violent?
Her emotions are out of control. An hour later, she suddenly said she didn't want to get married after all. She wanted to break up. She accused me of marriage fraud, shouting, "How dare you deceive me!" She started throwing things around the house and causing a scene.
My, that does sound quite challenging.
Then 30 minutes later, she was crying and apologizing for her outburst. Just when I thought she had calmed down, she started raging again. The cycle kept repeating. I'm a wreck after just one night. I want to divorce this woman.
So that's why you want to get back together with me? I'm afraid I'll have to decline.
Then at least take Sarah back with you. If she has another outburst, my house won't survive.
That's not my problem. If she acts up again, why don't you just call the police?
It's absolutely impossible. The dean lives on the top floor of my apartment building.
Oh, really?
I found out by chance the other day. If I call the police and our situation gets exposed, I might be fired immediately for causing trouble in my private life that required police intervention.
I don't think they'd mix personal and professional matters like that, but it might leave a bad impression.
Since my job is renewed annually, if it's not renewed because of this, I'll be unemployed next year. Thinking about that, I can't call the police. So please, Emily, can you do something about this?
No way, I'm not your fiancé anymore. I'm just a stranger now.
But...
Sarah's outbursts will probably settle down eventually. She's pregnant, so her hormones might be unbalanced. If you support her properly, I'm sure she'll calm down. So do your best as her husband.
You can't be serious. You really won't help me?
Nathan, you made your choice when you decided to have an affair with my sister. You can't just come running back to me when things get tough.
I know I made a mistake, Emily. A huge mistake. But I didn't know Sarah would be like this. She seemed so different when we were, you know.
When you were having an affair behind my back? Yes, I'm sure she seemed different then. People often do when they're not dealing with the consequences of their actions.
I'm sorry, Emily. I really am. I never meant for any of this to happen.
But it did happen, Nathan. You chose to cheat on me with my sister. You chose to get her pregnant. You chose to marry her. These were all your decisions.
I know, and I regret them all. If I could take it back.
But you can't. That's the thing about choices, Nathan. Once you make them, you have to live with the consequences.
But what am I supposed to do now? Sarah's out of control. I can't live like this.
Have you tried talking to her? Really talking to her, not just reacting to her outbursts.
Talk to her? How can I talk to someone who goes from throwing things, to crying, to screaming, all in the span of an hour?
Sarah's emotional and is probably scared. She's pregnant, newly married, and her whole life has changed in a matter of weeks. That doesn't excuse her behavior, but it might explain it.
So what should I do?
Be patient, be kind, try to understand what she's going through. And most importantly, take responsibility for your part in this situation.
But it's so hard. I don't know if I can do it.
You have to, Nathan. You're going to be a father soon. It's time to step up and be the man your child needs you to be.
I don't know how to be a father. I'm not ready for this.
Nobody is ever really ready to be a parent, Nathan, but millions of people figure it out every day. You will too.
I wish I had never cheated on you, Emily. You're always so steady, so reliable.
Wishing won't change anything, Nathan. You made your choices, now you have to live with them.
Can't you give me another chance? We were good together, weren't we?
We were, but that's in the past now. You're married to my sister and about to have a child with her. That's your reality now.
But I don't love her. I thought I did, but now? Not so sure.
Love isn't just a feeling, Nathan. It's a choice, a commitment. You chose Sarah. Now you need to commit to making that choice work.
Even if she's violent? Even if she makes me miserable?
If Sarah is truly being violent, then that's a serious issue that needs to be addressed. But from what you've described, it sounds more like she's having emotional outbursts. That's not okay, but it's not the same as being violent.
So what should I do?
Talk to her, set boundaries, seek counseling if you need to, but don't just run away from your problems.
I don't know if I can do this, Emily. I'm not strong like you.
You're stronger than you think, Nathan. You just need to find that strength within yourself.
Will you help me? Please, Emily. I know I don't deserve it, but I need your help.
I can't help you the way you want me to, Nathan. I can't take you back or solve your problems for you. But I can give you some advice. Be patient, be kind, be understanding, and above all, be responsible.
That's it? That's all the help you'll give me?
That's all the help you need, Nathan. The rest is up to you.
I see. I understand. Thank you, Emily, for everything.
You're welcome, Nathan. Now go home to your wife. She needs you right now, whether you believe it or not.
You're right, and I will. And Emily, I really am sorry for everything.
I know you are, Nathan, but sorry doesn't fix what's broken. Actions do. Remember that.
I will. Goodbye, Emily.
Goodbye, Nathan. Take care of yourself, and take care of Sarah and your baby. Sarah continued her unreasonable outbursts until finally the neighbors called the police. Nathan explained the situation to the police, and they determined there was no criminal case, so they left quickly. However, the dean witnessed the entire scene. The next day, Nathan was immediately summoned, and the dean said, "Recently, the media has been keeping a close eye on university scandals. We can't afford to have staff members who might attract tabloid attention." And with that, Nathan was told his contract would end this year. As for my sister Sarah, she's still the same. One moment she wants a divorce, and the next she can't divorce because the child support wouldn't be enough. She demands to be made happy. Her emotional instability and outbursts continue. Finally, Nathan snapped too. Now they're known as the infamous brawling couple, and with the police being called to their home every day.
Hey, what the heck is the matter with you, huh? Why were you hanging around one of our important clients? I mean, really, just who do you think you are acting that way, huh? You really have some nerve coming around here and trying to talk to my clients like that. Hello, Paula. I have to say, I didn't expect to run into you. In fact, I was hoping that the last time that I saw you was the last time that you and I would ever have the displeasure on interacting ever again. I know, right? The last time I saw you was at a high school graduation about 10 years ago. Who knew I would bump into you again like that? And at my workplace, out of all places. But I guess that you were always in my shadow, skulking around even back then. So I guess it's safe to say that not all much has even changed for you since we last ran into each other. Isn't that right? Yep. I was definitely surprised, to say the least. I really thought that I had seen the last of you. But I guess it's good to know that you're still the same condescending bully that you were all those years ago, even now. But I guess the world is funny like that. I would have never thought to run into you at my husband's company of all places. Wait, what? Your husband's company? What are you talking about? I didn't know that you got married, and are you really trying to tell me that you're married to the man who owns the company that I work at? Well, I actually got married last year, and the man I got married to owns the company you saw me at. So, I guess if you're saying that's where you work, then I suppose that is exactly what I'm telling you. In fact, he told me that he had forgotten some important documents at home, so I was just dropping those off. I wasn't trying to make a scene or bother anyone, just running a little errand for him is all. I guess that his secretary was sick and called out, so he didn't have anybody else that he could ask, but I'm more than happy to help him out when I can. It really is the least that I could do for him. No, this can't be right. You've got to be lying. I mean, are you actually telling me that you're married to the company president? I don't even know what to think about this. This is just outrageous. No way is this actually true. It just can't. And just any company president, but the company of one of our most valuable partners? How in the world did someone like you manage that? First of all, I would like to remind you that I am also a representative of this company as well. So I would just be a little bit more careful about the way that you talk to me. I assume that if you understand the position that I'm in, that you wouldn't want to go risk ruining your reputation by trying to attack mine. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you right now? So then, you really help out your husband with all of his businesses? I mean, you're really not lying to me at all about any of what you just said. You really are married to the head of this company and you help him with all his work all of the time? I mean, I don't know if I would say that I'm doing that all the time. It's not something I try and fully up my schedule with. The work that I can do for the company I usually do when he asks of it of me, but I normally stay at home and take care of our family. It's only now that then he asked me to run an errand like this for him. So there aren't actually many days when I'm really going into the office. Like I said, I prefer to stay at home doing my own thing and spending time with my family while my husband is away. I actually just happened to be in there at the same time that you happened to show up, so it really is just a coincidence that we ran into each other. I see. Well, you certainly haven't changed, haven't you? You aren't that little crybaby that wouldn't stop yelling after she found out I stole her boyfriend from her. Instead, you're an uppity snob who thinks they're better than me because of who their husband is. I really can't believe that you're going to try and just ride on the coattails of some man because you weren't successful enough to make something out of your own life. Do you really think I've changed that much since back then? I really don't know. I mean, I would like to think that I have changed in all of those years, but I guess it's always nice to get some outside perspective. Of course, I do remember how much it hurt me when I found out what you had done. Even though I've moved on, that's still a painful memory that my brain will choose to show me when I can't go to sleep late at night for no reason. So yes,
Perhaps I have grown up and matured from this just a little. At least I don't have the same personality that I had in high school, and at least I'm not cruel like you. And I guess I learned that there are a lot of fish in the sea, so it wasn't really worth crying over a guy who cheated on me anyways.
You really must think that the world revolves all around you now, huh? You really have changed. You're not the shy little loser that you have used to be, I'll give you that much. But it's obvious to me that you've let who you married to go straight to your head and think that it gives you the right to talk down to the rest of us like you're royalty and we're all just lowly peasants here to serve you. After all, I remember even after I stole your boyfriend, you still had the guts to show your ugly face in school the day after that. Oh man, I'm actually starting to crack up laughing just thinking about how we used to be back then. You were really such a loser, and I know that deep down, you're still the exact same loser that you've always been.
That's fine. If you think it's funny, you should laugh. After all, it's all behind us now. Or at least it is for me. It seems to me like you're still stuck in the past in a lot of ways, Paula. But I'm afraid that your petty bullying just isn't going to work on me anymore. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I know that I've changed, but it seems like you've stayed the same. Or maybe you've only gotten worse.
You really are such a bore now, do you know that? But you're right. The past is the past, and I need to be thinking about what to do next.
What to do next? What do you mean by that? Is that supposed to be some kind of threat? Because I'll be honest with you, I really don't want there to be a next time at all. In fact, if it were up to me, I wouldn't even be carrying on this text conversation, which you seem to insist on dragging out like this.
Well, I just wonder how you react if I stole your husband like I stole your boyfriend. That would just really crush you.
Are you serious? I mean, really, how are you, an adult, and acting like this? It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Even if you were still going to be a jerk to me, why do you have to be so immature?
Of course I am. I've made up my mind, and I know what I have to do. So you can kiss your little marriage goodbye. I'm going to steal your husband and turn you back into that crying, scared little girl you were in high school. Then you'll be so crushed that you'll think twice about trying to get with a guy above your post. You might think that you're safe, but you're not. I know that deep down you're still the same insecure little loser that you've always been and that you'll never be able to do better than me in life. You might have pulled ahead with this little fluke, but it's nothing.
I really can't believe you that you're actually telling me all of this. I mean, even if I believe that you were going to do something like this, I don't get why you're just telling me your plan.
Oh, come on. Did you really think you were going to get your happily ever after with this guy? That's just a novice. Besides, if any deserve that kind of life, it's me. You may have fallen in with this guy by chance, but when it comes to stealing men away from their partners, no one is better than me. And then once I've made your husband mine, I'll be the wife of the company president.
Hey, Angela. I just wanted to thank you again for your help today. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't brought in those documents.
I'm just glad I was able to be of some help to you today. It really wasn't that difficult at all for me. You know, I'm always happy to be there. It had been so long since the last time I was in there that I had forgotten how big the building and how many people are actually working there. It reminds me of a train station or something sometimes. I always get so nervous walking through those big entrance doors. I do sometimes forget just how big your office building is.
Well, you know that we're actually working on an expansion project right now, right? By the way, who was it you were talking to in the office today? Did you run into someone that you knew or something like that? It just seemed like the two of you knew each other, and I don't think I remember seeing you shake hands or anything like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was actually a girl I used to go to high school with. Although I think you should know that I didn't say that she was a friend. In fact, if anything, she was a horrible bully to me. Apparently, she is working with a company that you partner with. I mean, when I learned that, it was like the stars had aligned in the worst way possible.
Oh, I see. Well, wow, what a coincidence. Sometimes the world's just a little too small, don't you think? Seems like you guys had quite a bit to talk about. But anyways, I'd love to hear about your day. How about I take you out to dinner to say thanks for helping me out? I'd really appreciate it if you could let me do this for you. I feel like it's been so long since you and I were able to go on a nice quiet date by ourselves. Plus that way you can tell me all about this woman who you ran into and what you two were like in high school together.
Oh, you don't have to do that, Chris. And as for that woman, I'll be happy if I never see her again. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure if I would want to even talk about her. I just have so many horrible memories associated with her at this point.
Wow, so things between you must have been really, really bad then, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to push or anything like that. It's just that I don't think that you've ever mentioned this person to me. Of course, I don't want to pry if you really don't want to talk about her at all, but now I just feel like I want to know all the more.
But I have told you about her before, don't you remember? I had mentioned her to you before. She was the girl from high school who stole my boyfriend from me. I had really hoped that I would never have to deal with her again. Until today, that is.
You mean that was her? So what I thought was you having a friendly conversation was really... Wow. Well, I guess I really just didn't think that I'd ever hear about that woman ever again either. I don't really know what to say at all right now. What a crazy coincidence.
That's right. I've done my best to avoid her ever since we graduated. I was not expecting to run into her at all. But when I did, I guess I just kind of froze up. Anyways, I ended up mentioning to her that you and I were married.
Oh, wow. I'm really sorry that happened then. And to think that you wouldn't have managed to avoid her if I hadn't asked that favor of you.
You really don't need to blame yourself. After all, I'm not the person I was back then, and I'm so happy to be married to you. But I just think that you should be careful, okay? Because apparently Paula decided to make you her next target.
Her next target? What does that mean? Why should I be careful?
Well, she threatened to try and steal you from me like she did with my boyfriend in high school. I guess she wants to take my place as the wife of the company president.
What? Are you serious? What is this lady's deal?
That is what I'm saying. This is why I was trying to avoid her for this long. If she hasn't improved at all since high school, then I think it's fair to say that she's only gotten worse.
I mean, it's one thing to pull that kind of thing in high school, but we're all adults now, and she works for a company that we partner with? What is she thinking trying to get with a married man like me? That's just so stupid. I mean, does she not realize the effect that trying something like that could have on her career over there?
I don't really think that she is that kind of person to think before she speaks. But I also doubt that she would change her mind once she's announced that she's going to do something. That's why I'm telling you to be careful.
Right. Well, I guess I'll keep my eye out for her and try to stay away. Thank you so much for warning me about this. I really don't want to get sucked into any of this lady's scheme, so I'll be careful.
Just thought you should know that your husband is all mine now, so be a good girl and let me marry your company president husband. I already have the divorce paperwork all drawn up, so let's not drag this out, okay?
What in the world are you talking about this time?
You'd find out soon enough, so I'm just telling you now. I have stolen your husband, and now he's obsessed with me. Of course, I'm not all that surprised that a man like him would see the value in being with a woman like me.
Literally, what in the world are you talking about, Paula? I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
Remember how I told you I was going to steal your husband? Well, I've gone and done it. And now we're going to get married and I'll be the wife of the company president.
Are you sure that you've gone and done it? Because I don't think you have. In fact, I know that my husband would never ever betray me like that, so please be serious with me.
If you don't want to believe me, then that's your fault. But it's the truth. Your husband is head over heels in love with me, and as proof, he even invited me out for a lovely dinner date last night. So what do you think about that?
You're telling me that my husband invited you out on a date? And you really think that I'm just going to believe that something like that would ever in a million years actually happen?
That's right. I had tried sending him so many messages and emails, and he never got back to me at all. So I decided it would be the best to talk to him face to face. I went into the building to go to his office, and we ended up riding the same elevator by chance. I took that chance to tell him who I was and confess my feelings for him.
You confessed your feelings to my husband? Are you serious? You really need to get your head checked if you think that's even remotely okay to do.
That's right. And then he said that he liked my passion and invited me to a lovely restaurant with a view of the city. That means that he likes me back. And that's why, I'm so sorry to say, but the two of us are going to spend one hot night together. As for you, well, you can just enjoy a lonely night at home all by yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about, but my husband is not going on any date with you. I can guarantee you that as his wife right now. And I certainly don't think he said anything to express that he had feelings for you. I am sure that you were just reading way into whatever he was trying to say and get out talking with you. So, I'm still not quite sure why you think that you've successfully stolen him from me. It sounded to me like all you've really done is humiliate yourself in front of him. If he had even invited you to dinner, I wouldn't read too much into that either. Like I said, I'm sure that he was just saying whatever he thought would make you leave him.
You really just don't understand anything at all, do you? Why would a man invite someone other than his wife out for dinner? Obviously, it's because he's much more attracted to that woman than he is his own wife.
Are you serious? I mean, really, please tell me that you're not serious about that. Are you even reading what you're sending to me? Do you actually believe any of what you're saying at all?
Of course, the only reason a man would go out to eat with a woman who wasn't his wife is as if he wasn't trying to have an affair with her. Sure, he might understand that others might see doing something like that as a taboo, but the fact that he invited me proves just how much he really likes me. And if he likes me enough to go on a public date with me, then you and him are as good as done. He doesn't like you anymore. We're going to get married, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so, just like I stole your boyfriend in high school, now I've stolen your company president husband. So why don't you start crying already, you loser?
The only crying that's happening is out of laughter. My husband and I are both cracking up at these.
Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean that he's laughing? I don't understand what you're trying to get at with this. This doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean that we're laughing so much that tears are streaming down our faces. It hurts to laugh. Oh man, we were actually laughing so hard. I think I just pulled something. This is just too funny. I told you that you were just embarrassing yourself this whole time.
Now hold on just one moment. What do you mean that your husband is there with you? That also doesn't make any sense at all. Nothing of what you're saying is adding up.
Of course he is. The office is closed today and he didn't have anything in his schedule book. We just ordered pizza and have been staying at home basically all day.
Wait, but then I don't get it. Why is he choosing to have dinner with you and not me? He told me that he was going to take me out to an amazing restaurant with a view of the city. It's only a little longer until time when him and I were supposed to meet. He's not really going to ditch me, is he?
You really need to wake up and live in reality with the rest of us. I never once said that I was going out to dinner with you.
Wait a second. Is this Mr. Masterson?
That's right, and I must say I was blown away by our interaction in the elevator. I mean, you basically cornered me and refused to let me off until I agreed to what you were saying. Do you really think that that's appropriate behavior at work? Do you treat other coworkers that way? You forced me to ask you out to dinner, but I was never actually going to go through with that, and if you really thought that I was going to go out with you after that, then I think you've got more issues than you think.
Wait a second. I don't get it. I thought that you were asking me out because you liked me. I thought that you were really wanting to take me out. This was supposed to be my one and big shot with you.
I only asked you out because I wanted to get off the damn elevator. I had a very important conference call that I was trying to make, and I wasn't gonna let you hold me up.
But, I mean, this can't be right. There has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be happening to me. I can't lose to Angela. I'm always supposed to win.
It wasn't right. I don't even remember what time I said we'd meet or where. I mean, didn't you think that was a pretty big sign that I was just saying what I needed to in order to get out of there?
That can't be right. You said that you were going to meet me in an hour. You promised me. I was getting ready for our date.
Well, okay then, wait an hour and see if I show up anywhere. Just don't be surprised if your boss shows up instead of me.
My boss? What are you talking about? Why would he be there? I don't understand what's going on here at all.
I know that I said that I'd think of a place with a good view of the city, but I certainly didn't say I'd make a reservation. Anyways, the place I had in mind was your boss's office. He has quite a good view of the city at night, right?
My boss's office? What are you talking about? Wait a second. My boss's car just pulled up. What the heck is going on here? I thought that you were obsessed with me, and that's why you wanted to go out on a date with me, right? I thought that you were trading Angela in for me.
Why in the world would I ever want to be with someone like you, especially when I'm already in a happy, loving marriage with my wife? You spammed my email with all kinds of crazy messages and cornered me in an elevator in my own company. You can bet that I showed your boss all those emails and the security footage of the elevator. He's the one who suggested speaking with you.
Did he really just said that? Why would you do this to me?
I was willing to overlook the emails, to be honest with you, but I didn't think that you'd actually try and confront me face to face. And I figured that if I was going to be dealing with someone willing to do that I'd need to bring in some extra support.
So that's why you went and told my boss about what I was doing? I thought that we were going to keep our love private at first. How could you go and get my boss involved in what was supposed to happen between you and I?
You still just don't get it at all, do you? I'm the president of a company that's very important to the survival of your company. Did you really think anything positive was going to come out of harassing me like you did?
But, I mean, I didn't think I was harassing you.
If you really didn't think that was harassment, then you're only making me feel better about involving your boss. In fact, we were going to try and handle this during work hours, but I told him about this business with the elevator and fake date, and he agreed to talk to you now.
This can't be happening. Things weren't supposed to go this way. Please, you have to help me. Can't we just calm down and talk about this? Surely you must see how much prettier I am than Angela, right? I'm much more suited to be the wife of the company president.
If anyone needs to calm down and think things through, it's you. Besides, why would I want to be with you again after all of this time?
Be with me again? What are you talking about?
You really don't remember? We used to date in high school. We had actually been dating about a year before you left me. In fact, I remember the day that you left me because it was actually the day you told me you were with Angela's ex-boyfriend. Well, anyway, it turns out that Angela and I were in some after-school clubs together. And that experience helped push us closer.
Wait a second, you mean you're Chris? From high school?
Ding, ding, ding! I had actually completely forgotten about you until Angela brought you up. It took a while for it all to come back to me, but if you thought that someone like you could ever replace Angela, you're crazy. I mean, do you really think that adults act like that? We're not in school anymore, and you need to realize that.
But what's going on? I had no idea that you owned your own company. You're so different to how you used to be.
Well, I don't know what to tell you except that people change over time. I'd like to think that most people improve, but you've shown me it's possible for people to only get worse as well. Anyways, I don't want to keep your boss waiting any longer than he needs to. And while you deal with whatever consequences he's thought up for you, I'm going to enjoy a lovely, quiet night in with my wife. Have a nice life, Paula.
After that, Chris was informed by Angela's boss that after their discussion, he had decided to let her go. What happened next really shocked me. It turns out that Angela was actually carrying on an affair with her boss and that his wife was quite suspicious. The wife hired a PI to uncover more about her husband's affair and found out about him and Paula. Then, she sued the both of them for their affair. Meanwhile, other of Angela's affairs came to light and lawsuits from upset spouses began to pour in. In the end, Paula was buried in legal debts that she couldn't afford and lacked the income to pay them off. She quickly started working on some part-time jobs and moved into a tiny apartment where she can afford to make payments on her debts. Paula thought that as an adult she could act the way she did when she was nothing but a high school bully. She may have gotten away with it for a little, but her luck was about to run out. Ever since then, Paula has been too busy to ever try and bother us again. But that works just fine for Chris and I, and we could not be happier.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.